All right, all right, all right. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Business Soul of a Man in this place to be. Hope everybody out there is doing good, great, and amazing, and all that good stuff, man. Today it is Tuesday, right? I'm like trying to remember what day it is, man, of the week. But yeah. But we're rolling along. Again, hope everybody out there is doing good. We're gonna go ahead and get straight into it. Um, cause there ain't nothing to it but to do it. So we're talking about staying locked in. Mhm. Yes, that terminology, staying locked in, staying focused, man. Seriously, that is very, very important right now. Staying locked in, staying consistent, staying focused, and what it is that you truly are wanting, expecting, manifesting, praying about, thinking about, wanting, etc. and etc. Because you don't one thing. I'll say one thing about me. Sometimes I have this stop and start mentality. Like man, But as they say, life be life, and if this is your first time going through something, trying to do something great and amazing, bigger. You have bigger and greater and extraordinary. Let me say this. You have. Thank you for the. Thanks for the heart. you have. You have bigger and greater and. Hold on, let me fix this thing. Hey, how are you? So you have bigger and greater and extraordinary plans for yourself and for your life. And you've you've been, if you're like me, some of the things you've probably seen, like I've seen some sneak previews, and I've seen the yeah, I've seen all of that. But now we're waiting for the movie to drop. Hey, how are you? So now we're waiting for the movie to drop. um and we want to have that experience. We want the movie to do great. We Okay, there we go. Wait, no, 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 no. Wait. Is it working? No, that's not. Yeah, so we want the movie to do great, extraordinary, make money, and I think that's another thing. We really want to prioritize and get that money. Like seriously, yeah, right, yeah, yeah, right, like the Michael Jackson movie. Seriously, I'm not. I'll get around to seeing it. I've heard great things about it, and I'm personally not one to jump on the bandwagon when everybody's like, "Oh, we're all going to the movies." That's cool, but I'll wait. I'll wait for it to come on. Whatever, so I can stream it. But yeah, so your for hmm. Yeah, so it's like box office. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, I am an author. You guys can go and check out my website, www.soulofaman504.com, and check out my first book, Soul of a Man, Portrait for the Mind, Body, and Soul. So yeah, man, and this is your first time watching, don't forget to subscribe. Right. And that's the interesting thing, because you're a cut above the rest. Your box office. Your sentimentalities are not like everybody else. You do not um you don't follow a crowd. That's what's always like really and truly set you apart. And when I'm saying this, almost like I'm talking to myself too. Because I don't know. I never follow the crowd. I don't know. I just I one thing one thing I always had to be was myself. Like really and truly, one thing. We're talking about staying locked in. So one thing I always oh, okay. So one thing I always had to be was myself. Like no matter what. I even though sports and all that other stuff, and we look at famous people and their lives, and that's cool. We may emulate them a little bit, but I always always just had to be me. And sometimes a lot of people don't like that for real. Like seriously. But staying locked in, staying focused, staying committed, it's really and truly, especially in the times that we are in now, because a lot of what you're looking for, what you're waiting on, what you're working on, a lot of this stuff is going to start to happen, like out of the ordinary. It's like people have the ball in their hand and say the hand is quicker than the eye, and and all of that good stuff. But you're really going to see, um, you're really going to see just from yourself. You're going to start to see some extraordinary things, some extraordinary things. That's why we are talking about staying locked in, staying committed, staying focused, and not veering off of the path too much. And sometimes that's easier said than done. Sometimes when we're kind of like making this up as we go along, you're like, well, oh, that's funny. Mm, And hold on, give me a second. Oh, and there we go. Cool. Yeah. So that's the beautiful thing, because it's almost like right now, do you have choices and opportunities and all of these other greater things that are coming into your life, especially if you're walking in the realm of the spiritual, if you're walking in the realm of the supernatural, and your eyes, your um your gifts are more attuned to what's happening around you, than what your basic people can see and understand. Your thoughts are thinking, your dreams are dreaming, like you're experiencing so much. You're experiencing so much. It's like your aptitude for things, it's going up. It's like you're a you're a vision of you're a vision of visionaries. That's you're a vision of visionaries. That's the best way. You're there's something about, yeah, I don't know, it's like that Michael Jackson song, when he says, there's something about you, baby, that makes me want to it. There's something about you, man. There's something about you, and there's always been something about you that um and there's something about you now that will have you say, you don't have an issue saying no, and you don't have an issue saying no. You don't have an issue with people saying no to you, because you know that um that one no is going to lead to so many more yeses, like across the board. Like that one no for you is going to lead to so many more yeses. So it's like you apply for something, you get a rejection letter. It's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I mean, all right, cool. But then something inside of you is like, okay, well, and that, let's see, we're going to do that, and yeah. And so, that there's something inside of you that is special, that is just amazing, that keeps you pushing, that keeps you going. And again, if this is your first time watching, don't forget to follow yours truly, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up. So, and again, today we are talking about staying locked in. That just means we are staying focused, and if you can do that based in the times that we are living in, You, my friend, are a winner. Seriously, you are the person that can go to the carnival with the what, because everything looks like it's rigged out here. Everything looks like it's rigged, and I'm not going to go too deep into that politics, but I'm everything looks like it's rigged, and we are in a time where you're going to start to see a lot more downfalls moving forward into this year and also into next year. So, don't when you see things on the news, it's like you're not shocked. Like at all. You're not shocked, and a lot of people I'm getting that a lot of stores have fell and a lot more are gonna keep falling. And it's like even those that aren't here anymore, you're gonna start to see like you're gonna start to see and hear different stories about certain people coming, that are gonna be coming out. And and a lot of people are just gonna be shocked. They're like, oh wow, oh, not such and such. I used to watch their show as a kid, or blah blah blah, and XYZ. But just be mindful of that. So it's like more rum is it's almost like these gateways are being opened, and opened up for you. It's like it's almost like if you're driving in traffic, it's almost like a new lane or new lanes open up. It's like open up for you automatically. It's almost like you're listening to your GPS, and you hear the word you hear the words rerouted, and it's like you're like where is this thing taking me? It's like where on earth is you're like where is this thing taking me? And it's like you're looking at the GPS and you're like I'm not familiar with this area. I am not, and but there's something internal inside of you that's keeping you very calm, and like you're like, I'm about to arrive. Like seriously. And you look up, it's almost like sometimes I would drive certain places, my mind would drift off, and it's like I'm pulling into the parking lot. You know, scary, but so very true. Like really and truly, this is I've had that happen to me so many times. I've had I've heard other people say that as well. But again, that's why we are talking about staying locked in, and that's why we are talking about staying committed, folks. Getting that something, something is about to be multiplied times something, but yeah, something is about to be multiplied. I don't know, something. I'm getting great work. Something that you're doing now is it's almost like a forecast or something that's being foretold for you in your life, something that's going to happen specifically in the summer. I feel like um I don't know, it feels like you can go different routes with this, but it's like every every route leads to an amazing unanimous, like just amazing decision that you're gonna be very, very, very happy with. I'm getting influential, getting very, very, very much so like influential. Like you're going to be the new it, whatever. You're going to be the new you're going to be like that new it, like whatever that is, for your brand, for this now, for the season, for like new, yeah, like new things are opening up for you. It's like new right. See, there you go. It's like new, it's like something new. It's like something new is I don't know, it's like so just be prepared to go through some new awakenings, especially especially over the summertime. and I'm getting also sorry, I'm also getting the magnetic flow of the sun. So if you ever felt like you were um, a child of the if you ever felt like you were a child of the sun, it just feels like I don't know, man. It just feels like that. That kind of taps in and shapes in with new gifts that are going to be awakening for you, and you're going to be touching a lot of the hearts and minds of the awakened. And also, don't be afraid to don't be afraid to. I gotta wear this shirt. I've been having this up anyway. Don't be afraid to Don't be afraid to continue to put yourself out there. Also, don't be afraid to sometimes change the channel. Because you're you're about to be heard. I mean, I'm getting like I'm getting the same language but different voices. If that that hits home for you. So it's like when people I don't know, it feels like it feels like you're going through it feels like you're going through a trust process. A trust process. Like you know how people say, just fall backwards, I'll catch you. That's what I'm getting right now, and I'm getting like through these divine channels. It's like um yes, like the most high saying, like, because I've heard this a few times, like, hey, do you trust me? Do you trust? I was like, yes, yes, Lord, I trust you. you know. Knowing in my mind, I'm like, man, we got to keep going. But hey, we keep going through the journey. But it's almost like saying, do you trust me? It's like, do you trust me? Do you trust me? It's like, yes. It's like, yeah, yes, Lord, yes, yes, yes. So, um, those people, the people that I don't know, it's like the people that went through the people that like gained their success, whatever, through like those quick routes and all of that stuff like that, feels like they are burnt out and they're going to be they're making their exit. It's almost like them looking at just like, oh man, I didn't think it was going to be like this. I don't want to do this, and so they're going to make their exit. So that's making a that's making rum. That's making more beautiful rum for you. I'm getting rum. I don't know. Somebody needs an offering. If you have rum, yeah, go make an offering to your folks. But you're yeah, you're about to you're you are the beautiful company. Let me just say that. And your the way you move, right, yeah, you have to. You have to tell yourself that. You have to stay in your mind with positivity. You have to surround, and because there's enough negative in this world as it is. But okay, so basically you're on your way to vision of victory. That's what we're talking about right now at this point. Just stay locked in. I was talking to my homeboy yesterday about business and all of that stuff, and what we're doing moving forward. And so I tell that to you. Stay stay focused in your business. Like, stay really and truly stay focused in your business. A lot of it you're going to see that a lot of it you're going to see that it was like kind of clear cut, like really and truly. A lot of it you're going to see that it was and that it is very much so. Yeah, and yes, and congratulations. Yeah, a lot of us have come. A lot of us have come a long way since 2020. A lot of people, we're still out here. We're still charging. We're still making moves, and don't be afraid to the first offer. There's like the first offers are gonna blow your mind, and a part of you is gonna be like, yeah, let me sign, but don't be afraid to like negotiate or renegotiate. While you're sitting there, don't be afraid in these times to know your worth, to um so don't be afraid, like in these times, to know your worth, to know your value, and to ask for your worth as well, because sometimes people will just accept whatever, you know so let me see something. Give me a second. So yeah, like really, so don't be afraid to like know your worth. Getting a lot, it's like this note here has a one. Let me see if I can show you. See, like this note here has a one with a lot of zeros behind it. So you're someone who, your talents are very unique, and very um it's like it you're gonna you're when you it's almost like when you get into the mainstream, you're going to share your talents with a lot of people, but in your inner, what I'm saying is I learned to trust the process, and that takes a lot. Yeah, it does. It really, it does take a lot of patience. Like for real. I was like, man. But one thing, oh yeah, but one beautiful thing is that we can manifest, and um yeah. So one beautiful thing is that we can manifest, and we can do that in real time. We really and truly we can. It's nothing for us to be like, oh, well, hey, I need some money, so let me manifest this job right quick, and let me just work this, get this money, and focus. Somebody's going to the Caribbean, so happy vacationing. Yeah, and also dealing with the Caribbean, somebody needs to set up what do they call it? Oh, a retreat. There you go. Somebody needs to. Yeah, it's one of those islands in the Caribbean, or it could be something about one of those islands or something like that. Um, but you're really and truly going to you're really and truly going to be known for like your retreats and how you set things up. Yep, St. Thomas. I can't wait for my next vacation. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. But anyway, you're really and truly, you're really and truly. Oh, that's yeah. So you're really and truly going to be known for like how you set up these retreats, and how you also you're going to be known for like putting people on. Like that. I think that song by Young Jeezy. I put it on for my city. Put it on for my city. I think that was him. Was that him? Yeah, I think it was. But anyway, so yeah, so you're so you going so you about to like you're going to be on like on like seriously on. You're going to be you're going to you're going to figure out how to do things with what you have that people are going to be like, man, I wish I would have came up with that idea. But it wasn't theirs. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Every time I go to one of those islands, man, I the first place I go to is the ocean, you know, or the beach. That's the first place to go. But yeah, there's always we have such a we have such a spiritual connection with nature, and it's just amazing how it's just amazing how connected we are with the with the with the birds and everything, man. It's just, yeah. I saw a what was it? I think it was a red. I think it was a red robin. I saw a few days ago. I just so happened to open up the curtains behind me, and it was just sitting there. Every time I say I'm not doing this retreat, something like that. Yeah. So yes, it is very much so time. A lot of us are we how can I put it? We're about to get out of our we're about to get out of our comfort zones. It's almost like this countdown: three, two, one. It's almost like we're about to get out of this. We're about to get out of this comfort zone, and we're about to, uh, how you say, like, man, you're about to slip into something sexy, like, for real. I'm talking about your lifestyle. You're about to so the uncomfortable is about to become very comfortable. You're really and truly about to slip into something very sexy. I'm not talking about these people that are just online showing their bodies and that have no talent. I'm talking about you who has the talent, who you know you're you're about to yeah. So you're about to go to you're about to go places no one has ever gone before, especially like in your generation. And although you do come from some greatness, you really 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 do. um and they're saying, well, when I say they, your ancestors are like, just call on that power. But that's that great great power that's kind of hidden from the naked eye. And even those that have gifts, they may see someone or feel someone there with you, but they'll never know who it is. They'll never ever 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 know who it is. They're like, oh well, feel like you have an ancestor with you, but it's like the that power is just too great. For them to see that. Some things, some people just can't see with the naked eye. But you're not the basic run of the mill and individual with your with your talent level, or your talent levels, because it very much so, there are levels. They are levels to this. I'm getting somebody saying peekaboo, but they're saying we see you, and they've always, they've always seen you. And um it's almost going to feel like it's overnight, how you're going to be so thankful, like, oh man, I'm so glad I didn't stop. I'm so glad I didn't give up, that I didn't throw in the towel, because it feels like how people are just going, oh, where'd you come from, where have you been at, like, man, where, like, all of these questions, like really and truly, like all of these questions all at once. You're like, well, she said, I heard that in my hotel last week in Charleston, Pickle. Yeah. Yeah. So if you ask, you're about to receive. So so just so They said AI says a motivational talk on manifesting your dreams and focusing on your worth. Yeah, we are talking about staying locked in, like really and truly staying locked in. Something interesting is going on around the Carolinas, man. Like something very, very, very interesting is going on, especially well, in especially in South Carolina. Like there's a lot of interesting ancestral stuff that's going to be taking place over probably the next 10 to 20 years. But anyway, um, and you don't need anybody to. You will have people to um, you will have people to speak up for you, but you can speak up for yourself now. Just you deserve this. You deserve this. You deserve and I'll probably said this before. You deserve this. You deserve every part of this. It's like not only are you going to be doing retreats, you're going to be invited to do these things. This is going to be a part of your repertoire. That's just going to be a part of. It's almost like it's almost like you're going to be seen as the dessert and the main course. It's like you're going to be seen as like you bring so much. You're going to be. I'm getting at somebody's about to be relocated somewhere. You're about to be, and this is like this. It may and they say easy and grace no harm to none. So, but somebody's about to be like really and truly relocated. Something that you asked for your okay, so this goes along with your brand. This goes along with your brand, and um this is going to even parts of you that may not be ready, but you're um I'm getting that song by Mary Mary. I was talking to somebody about Mary Mary the other day, but they're saying, it's the God in me. Hey. Yeah, so okay, so it's like um remember that song, It's a Beautiful Morning. But I don't know, it's almost like you're about to it's almost like God is stepping in. God is stepping into your life, God. um yeah, people, man, and people are gonna be like, well, how did you get to how were you able to do this so fast and blah blah in this economy? And people are gonna come out, show up, for you, for you, for me. Mm. Yeah, so you're really um it's like that that song by the Princess and the Frog with the Shadow Man, where it says, you're changing, you're changing, you're changing, all right, and I hope you're satisfied. But if you're not, don't blame me. Blame your friends on the other side, because a lot of work has been, a lot of work has been, put in. You know, that's why I kept hearing, enjoy, enjoy your time, enjoy what you have, enjoy where you are, and parts of you is like, I just want to get to the good stuff, man. Even though you have like you where you are now is, well, I don't want to get too deep into it, but you have peace, and you may not have a lot of the drama that a lot of other people have. It's like you're a lot of people would be happy where you are. Like seriously, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, this isn't too bad," but you know that you're not going to be staying there. Like you're not going to be staying where you are too much longer. A lot of you are going to be probably like, um, like somebody told me, like they say, keep your suitcase open, and and all of that. Like living out of your suitcase. You're a dime a dozen. Well, you're how can I say that? You're not. Yeah, you have this juggernaut like talent, and I don't know how to. You have this juggernaut type talent and ability and power that's inside of you. A lot of you probably not even probably not even tapping into all of it. Um, a lot of people. Well, I'm gonna leave that alone, but like, I don't know. There's just so much fakeness out here with a lot of people, but anyway, I'll just say that you are your talent is beyond generational. That's what I want you to know, and um that's what I want you to know. And again, if this is your first time watching, don't forget to subscribe. What I want to say is that your talents are generational. These changes are inevitable, and there's nothing. Um, oh Lord, what's that lady's name? Um, I don't know. She's a black lady. She's always smiling. She has a deal with Target. I forgot her name, but somebody's about to do something with her. It could be dealing something with like speaking, and you know it's because it's like the deck. It's like the deck has been. It's like the showroom for how you have these big you're a you know there you go, tap the brown, yeah, so you're a convention within itself, and so how these big convention centers, they like they bring all the stuff in, and then they take all of it out. So the showroom floor has been cleared. Like your stuff is about to be your stuff is being like bought in. You know, so the first thing I would the first thing is the first thing is to buy into yourself. They said, to thine own, there you go, to thine own self be true. So your ancestors left all of this because they knew that you could handle it. The breadcrumbs, they're saying that you're going to what you what you don't understand. Comes a lot of it comes in dreams, prayer, supplication, but your ability to multitask across different generational lines is really going to blow your mind, because people are going through it out here. Like people are going. I'm not laughing, but it's like it's like people from the teenagers on up. Like people are just like losing their minds, they're losing their hope, they're losing their focus, and that's why we're staying locked in. So that's why you got to go now. That's why it's that's why it's here. that's why it's here. I need to make one of those things. That's why it's here and it's now. It's like go, go, go. If you're in I don't know, you're in the Air Force and they're like, they strap the thing on you, um, and it's like, okay, do you have any questions? And it's like, like what? And then they throw you out the plane. They throw you out the plane, and you're just like, but you have you got your parachute, you got uh your other parachute or that so you're being open. Yeah, you're really you're being open, and yeah, so you're really and truly being open. So take the risk. Well, you've already taken the risk. You've already jumped. I know I've jumped. So it's just some little things have to be tweaked, but you can do that on the move. That's cool. That don't take long. You got with this technology and all of this stuff. People will find you. It's like that movie with, well, I don't know that man's name. His daughter got kidnapped, and he says, "I don't know who you are or where you are, but he's like, I will find you." So people are going to be like, people. You're the difference maker. In the now. But yeah, so that's just stay locked in. Really and truly, getting that song, probably that song, Beyonce, like Black is King. I think like Black is King. Well, it's something about something about the sun and the moon bow to you. Just like open your eyes. Something about TikTok, pretty baby. Yeah. So yeah, but I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad I pushed myself to come live because some days I'm like go live and I don't go live, but it is it's always good. But it's just like this book. Says just dream the impossible. You can get this at www.tjinspires.com. Dream the impossible, man. But yeah, but you are the dream, you are the impossible. Y'all know what it is. But all right, folks, y'all have a great. Today is Tuesday. I don't know why I want today to be Thursday. I'm just thinking that it's. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. But y'all have an amazing day and great rest of the week. And I will catch y'all later on. As always, my this peace. Peace. Oh, and thank y'all for joining.